Welcome to the Good Place Marionville Podcast, dedicated to highlighting the good in Marionville, Missouri.
We are excited to be with you all today and to share the good news that's been shared with us and to spend some time with Abby Carlton. Abby is in high school here in Marionville and is the senior class president. She is also involved in Future Business Leaders of America, known as FBLA, attends cosmetology school, and is an all-around fun person. We have had some pre-show fun already, and that's why I'm sitting in the middle. So we can't wait to spend a few minutes with her right here on the podcast. Abby, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Abby, we're excited to have you on the show today, and we decided we're going to take a little bit different approach to the format. We're going to spend a little time getting to know you, but as you touch on subjects that lead to news, we're going to highlight them as we go. Are you game for this?
Absolutely.
All right. Now we've, just for the record, we've spent tons of time with Abby at Applefest because our booths have been next to each other the last 3 years. So we got a little bit of back and forth going on here. If you notice that tension, it's just because we threw things at each other and spent time with each other for hours in heat and cold at Applefest.
Yeah, depending on the
year.
That's right. So tell us about your family and how long you've lived here in Marionville, Abby.
I lived here for, I think, 15 years now. And I have my parents, they're together. I love them so much. They're the best people in the world.
Aww.
And I have a brother. He's also my favorite person, but I also hate him at the same time. And
That's good and healthy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'd say we're fairly well known in Marionville. We're big supporters of all sports. My brother played every single sport, and we just like to stay involved with the community.
Awesome. So is your brother older or younger?
He's older. He's 20. He's been graduated for a couple years now. He actually coaches the football team now. He's one of Coach Scrub's sidekicks.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
I didn't know Coach Grubbs had sidekicks. There you go.
Yeah.
You need a
He's
lot
got
of
a few
sidekicks.
of them.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, very good. And you guys, okay, this off script, you guys recently built a new house.
Yes,
right
just
here in
down
town.
the road.
So
Yeah.
you're kind of a neighbor to
Uh-huh.
us. So we love that.
Yes.
Alrighty. Also off script, building the house, you kind of had some fun helping your mom pick out everything, right?
Yep.
Is that a love for you to do some decorating?
For sure. After I finish up high school and cosmetology school, I'd love to go to college and do some interior design and pursue that.
Well, perhaps you can work with Martha on designing the interior of the gathering.
Yes.
Yeah.
We could get some practice in there.
That's right.
I spend nights writing sketches and I have no idea what I'm doing.
The gathering coming to downtown Marionville sometime later this spring.
Sometime, hopefully this year,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Nope.
I don't want to pinpoint a date
I
yet.
said later this
I
spring.
know.
Don't put a date
You
on
said
it.
spring is... ugh.
That gets all the way to June 21st.
Okay.
Okay.
So, Abby, I know you have had at least one job in town. So who have you worked for and what have your roles been?
First, I worked for Meg's here in Marionville, which is unfortunately no longer in business.
Mhm.
That was super fun. But most recently, I worked for Ryan Ricketts' law office. He was trying to get rid of all paper and go paperless and go everything online. So I got rid of all those files for him and sorted through those for him.
I like the way you say trying. Did Ryan succeed in
Well,
getting rid of the paper?
I did. Yes, we did. We all did. And he still has more that they hadn't got finished with yet. So I'll be back there
Sure.
to finish those
Well,
up.
you know what? He's pretty smart because hiring a young person who is, your generation is way less paper focused.
Oh, yeah.
I asked you to jot down a few things and you've got them all on your phone and you're all digitized. You don't even have to worry about the paper. And of course, Jim offered
But
to print
speaking
it
of
out.
Ryan
for you.
Ricketts, I did. On paper. That's right. All right. Speaking of Ryan Ricketts,
Yeah, so Ryan is a lawyer here in town. Maybe Abby, you can tell us what he most focuses on. Do you know that part of his business?
Lots of family,
law.
Yeah, divorce, everything, which
We hope there's not a lot
Yeah,
of divorce
there's-
here in
yeah.
town, but there are other things that he does as well. But
he does not do criminal law, but
no,
he does
not
a lot of family.
anymore. He
Right.
used to, but not anymore.
So if you're a criminal, maybe he'll give you a referral. But hopefully you're not a criminal either.
Yeah.
Watching this podcast, I don't know.
Hopefully, you're just recommending a good lawyer to somebody else.
There you go. Or
All
just needing some good legal.
We got to move on. That
Okay.
we run a slippery slope there. All right, Madam President, you're a senior in high school, which is a big deal. What are you loving about this year?
I love just I feel like my class is a lot closer this year, and I love that. And one of my goals this year was to connect more with my school because sometimes I feel like I can push away from my peers instead, like, because I had a lot of older friends, so sometimes I feel like I'm with them more. But this year, I feel like I've done a good job with connecting with kids younger than me and my age.
Is there anything hard about being a senior?
Absolutely. It's like the most emotional thing I've ever been through. And it's already hard being a teenager because you're battling with your brain and social media and your family, and nothing seems right to you because you feel like everybody's coming at you. And then you get asked all these questions about your senior year. And it's like, it's a simple question whenever they ask, oh, what are you going to do?
What did you do in your life when you
Such a simple
Yeah, and then
question.
you're like, I don't know how I'm supposed to tell people this. And it's like so exciting and so sad at the same time. Your mom cries like once a week about it. And then you're like, okay, I'm ready to be done. I never thought senioritis was real, but
Oh,
it
it's a
is.
thing?
It's real because I never thought that I'd be ready to be done, but I am. But I'm just going to sit back and enjoy while I can.
And you still have to do homework, right?
Oh, yeah. It's hard. It's hard to prioritize things being a senior especially, but just high school in general, because sometimes the work can be really easy and then you focus on the things that are fun for you instead and you push off the work. And so you turn in your history assignments late a lot. Yeah.
Is this from personal experience?
Yes. Yes.
It is.
Speaking for a friend. not
Yeah.
just-
Not me, but somebody I know.
So what's funny is when you're sitting in kindergarten, you're like, I have 13 years ahead of me till I graduate. Now you got 4 months.
It's
Her heart just went.
it's insane. Like
It's
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you've lived here 15 years, you started school here. You've been in Marionville all
Yeah.
of your school years.
well, yes and no. I went to
she got kicked out preschool.
I went to preschool in Crane, like
Okay.
preschool,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then I started like regular preschool here in Marionville, which is much better. I don't remember Crane, but I would highly recommend Marionville much more.
Awesome. And it's going to continue to grow with all of the things that they're able to do now with the bond referendum that passed that's going to
Absolutely.
add for early education. So
All right.
very exciting.
As class president, Madam President, what is your role? Well, we already know you're president. And how are you trying to make things special or different for your class?
I feel like as when you graduate, you just don't stay as connected as you did before. And so that's my goal, is to stay connected with the community and my classmates after graduation and have a reunion every 5 years. And my role is to keep everyone involved and make everyone want to finish out their senior year and not just push it on the back burner and be like, oh, a D is fine as long as I'll graduate. Just stay motivated, which it's hard to do, and be prepared for your future.
I'm thinking reunions every 5 years. Martha and I just celebrated our 40th anniversary of graduating from high school.
You didn't say that very clearly,
40,
Jim.
yeah.
What was that?
40th. 40th. We haven't been to a class reunion yet.
No, but we moved away, and I moved there as a senior. So imagine
Junior.
Yeah.
I moved there as a
Really
junior,
cute junior.
but there were 1,000 kids in our class.
Yeah, it'd be
So
so
it's
hard to connect.
very, very different.
That's why I like going to Marionville. It's such a small community.
She
and
landed
tight.
the best one in high school class
Aw.
anyway. So
You know what? And you have a great activity every year that people can come back for at Apple Fest.
Oh,
It's like
yeah.
you've already made that tradition there. And so it's a place where people can gather. So, okay. So if people don't have kids in school right now that are watching this podcast, they may have no idea what kinds of programs and activities are happening. And how they might be able to get involved. Why don't you tell us some of the things that not only you're involved in, which I know is a lot. So I'm going to give you just a little time to be like, here's some of the things happening through the school, through the groups that you're involved with, and maybe even why you're doing it.
Okay.
Okay?
With FBLA, we have a walk to end
future business
Alzheimer's.
leaders of America.
Yes, we have a
Yes.
walk to end Alzheimer's fundraiser going on, so we can hopefully raise more than everyone else in our state and get up on stage and be recognized for that. And also, it's a very good cause. And then with
So Walk for Alzheimer's, how are you doing it? How are you raising money? Like, are you asking everybody here to give you money?
yeah, essentially, I've posted it on Facebook. It's on the FBLA Facebook page. It's very easy to find things on social media because that's the easiest way to reach people. And Marionville does a very good job at supporting students. So I'd say show up to ball games, watch the band at halftime at football games because they can put on a pretty good show. Donate your time and money when you can. It's not a must, but if you're able. I think that's really great. And Marionville does such a great job. So just keep doing what you're doing. And we also there's something with every single club or extracurricular going on. So just try and be at as many of those things as you can.
So one of the things that you have coming up real soon is the Valentine's Dance.
Yes.
Tell us about that and who's putting that on.
Project Grad is putting that on. We're trying to raise money for our end-of-year trip, and we were going to go to Florida, but that looked like it was a little bit out of reach because it was going to be like $20,000, and that's a lot of money, and everybody here in town's already donated everything they can to me. So I asked for everything.
And if you haven't,
give it to the Abby Carlton, giving fund.
There you go.
Yeah.
It's going to be on February 8th from 6 to 8 p.m. It's a daddy-daughter, mother-son dance. We decided to do it for everyone. And there's a link on Facebook that you can find that. And there's a sign-up, and you can pay ahead to get it for $2 cheaper. And there will be snacks and drinks and everything.
What kind of music?
I don't know. We have some boys being the DJ, so we just told them to keep it clean. So
fun.
You might be surprised with that.
What ages is this for?
All ages. Anybody can come. Like if you have somebody that was born 2 months ago, or you have a 20-year-old daughter, and it doesn't really matter.
You know what? I just want to put a plug in for that, because I think there is nothing more special than spending that time one-on-one with your kids and doing something special for them and showing them just that they are special. And I love that idea. So anyway, I just want to encourage people, get involved, attend, and then that also helps Project Grad. So let's finish that part of it, Project Grad. Oh, and we'll make sure we put all of the links for different things in the show notes. And I just want to remind everybody to subscribe to the YouTube channel, because the links can't actually hyperlink until we get some more subscribers. So this is where you need young people that tell you how these things work. But I do know that
more
much.
Subscribers for the Good Place Marionville podcast
On YouTube.
All right,
Yes.
maybe Abby Carlton could help us with that.
Well, I think all of her friends should subscribe.
Yes,
Watch this
absolutely.
episode.
Everyone
We've been
subscribe.
interviewing incredible people.
Okay, but I want to hear about
right.
Project Grad.
Project Grad. What's it all about, Abby?
If you're not going to go to Florida, what are you hoping you guys do? You have plans yet?
It's kind of
Going
hard.
to Monette. That's where we're going.
It's kind of hard to plan something because there's so many people involved in sports, and at the end of the year, there's baseball districts, track state, all this stuff going on. So we've been trying really hard to find a date that works for everyone without going so far after graduation that nobody cares anymore. So we're thinking a trip to Big Cedar, and they're going to let us rent the place. So we need to have some more supports from everybody. We've got quite a bit money raised for it, and I think we can do it, but a little bit more would always help.
So, and the whole idea is for your class to get some time away from school, one last time together to make some memories, good memories.
Yes.
And
Isn't it usually
have
during
that.
finals week when you guys don't have to do finals because you're seniors?
No, we do it after graduation.
You do it after graduation. Got it. Okay. All right.
Very good.
Which we have one, like a senior trip with the school that will be finals week. But
Okay. So what day is graduation this year?
Not January.
She moved it up, so
It's tomorrow, actually.
administration is listening, right?
Yeah, May 4th. May the 4th be with you.
Oh, Star Wars Day.
Day.
Oh, man. If you guys didn't know there was a Star Wars Day, it is May the 4th every year, right before
4th
Cinco de Mayo.
Oh, yeah.
May is very busy because it starts off with May Day. Then you got May the 4th be with you, and then Cinco de Mayo.
After that, nothing matters when you're a senior. So that's what we're talking about. Okay,
Cinco de Mayo doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter unless
May
you're having
4th.
tacos. Okay, so Abby, tell us a little bit more about yourself. I know that you're attending cosmetology school right now. How does that work with also high school classes? How do you do that?
It's hard and so much fun at the same time because I was so skeptical about starting it because I didn't want to miss the second half of my day and miss out on something that I might see at school. But I also know it was really going to prep me for my future because I would love to be able to have a source of making money while I'm in college and while doing something that I enjoy. And it's hard because I dread going to regular school now because being at cosmetology school is so much more fun. And then whenever I actually get at regular school, I'm like, okay, this is also fun because I'm with my friends and my classmates. And
Structure versus probably a little bit more like I know our granddaughter's in cosmetology school, so it's a little bit different environment for what you're
much
working on.
different, yeah.
So,
Because I'm focused on one thing that I actually enjoy doing rather than my history work.
oh, that history,
That history
came up
work
again.
hits me every time.
Oh, okay, shout out to your history teacher.
Yes, Mr. Harris.
Mr.
Harris.
Harris.
He's the best, but he's also the worst.
Well,
And he's listening to the Good Place Marionville podcast.
I hope so.
He better be, and he better subscribe.
He's the best person in the world, but I don't like it when he gives me work to do.
No, history is tough. Like Jim is a history buff, and he like everything makes sense to him. He knows the order of how things happen and all that. And to me, it's a memorizing.
This is a history day. January 20th, every 4 years in our country, is the most important day as we start a new administration.
Yep.
I mean, however you feel about it, this is a history-making day.
It is. It is. So there you
All
go.
right, so
take that back to the history teacher.
Hopefully some of your classmates and other students are listening. I'm sure you will because you'll be putting it on all your social media channels, just not your TikTok channel because that no longer exists. What would you like to say to them, your fellow classmates, as they look to the second half of the school year?
Well, the end looks so far away whenever it's really not, because you're just ready for summer and you're ready to not do anything at all and just sleep forever and stay outside and swim. But I'd say starting your freshman year, make it a goal to turn every single assignment in on time and challenge yourself to turn in things early and prioritize those things that really matter in the end, because your mom will be mad at you if you don't get good grades. And so I'd say just try and keep yourself motivated and realize that it'll be worth it in the end.
And the reality is we don't get to just lay around in the pool all day and sleep.
Yeah.
Right?
Like it just feels like it's going to be that way because you don't have to go to school, which it's not true.
Yes.
Oh, but it is a lot easier after you're done with school.
Spoiler alert, though, adulting, is right around the corner.
It's different.
Right?
It's not, I don't know. It's way more fun doing real work than doing schoolwork, but some of that schoolwork really applies to what you do on a day-to-day basis.
And that's the key. And I think that to piggyback on what you just said, Abby, is that if we could realize more, there are so many times when I said to Jim,
the local hogs.
When I, what?
Piggyback?
Oh, got it. When I've said to Jim, I'm like, if only my teacher would have shown me that is what they meant by like applying something in real life, because I didn't understand it, And so everybody pay attention. Okay, that was really good. So how about for the adults that are listening? How can they best support the students and be cheerleaders for the kids that are growing up here?
I kind of mentioned this earlier. Marionville does a very good job at this. So just keep showing up and go to things as often as you can, because kids really do love to see you at those things. And make sure you're sharing posts on social media, because that also helps people reach that. And even if you are a super busy person, doing that is an easy way that you can show love to students.
That's so good.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to move into city news just for a moment. And if the listeners missed last week's episode of the podcast, we interviewed Erica Pierce, who is the new city clerk and city treasurer. And I was super encouraged to learn from her and what her experience has been. And I just want to encourage all of you to go back and listen to it, watch it, and be excited about her new role. And make sure you're welcoming her when you do the drive-through or come in to take care of your bill.
All right, we talked earlier about a business or two that Abby has worked for here in town, and I think everyone would be surprised to learn how many businesses are currently conducting businesses here. We've been gathering data and getting survey results from businesses inside and just outside of town so we can better communicate and also learn about who they are. If you have a local business and have not yet completed the survey put together by the Marionville Economic Development Advisory Committee, reach out to econ65705 at outlook.com and we'll send you the link, because your voice matters to the future of our town.
All right, Abby, personal opinion here. What is one of your favorite local businesses that you want to give a shout out to?
Well, this is hard because there's so many.
Don't be offended if she doesn't list you right now. I'm just putting her on the spot. What do you think?
I've got two in mind.
Okay. You can do two.
Okay. Smart Insurance.
Okay.
And the Bank of Billings.
Okay.
They're very Marionville focused and they're so involved with the community. I don't have anything to do with insurance really, but they love Marionville so much. And the Bank of Billings, I mean, I bank there, but it's not like, oh my gosh, I love this bank, but I love those people.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And they are two powerful businesses in our community.
Oh,
amongst a group of about 60 business owners here in town. Make sure that you try to do business first here in Marionville.
So good. Okay. So Abby, I saw you're actually turning 18 soon.
Yep, on
right?
Saturday.
So happy birthday.
Thank
happy
you.
early birthday.
Thank you.
And recently the fire chief and some of the fire volunteers, including Jim, came to the high school to talk to students about becoming volunteers for the fire department.
Abby, can you guess what age someone can start volunteering for the fire department?
18.
18 is right. Mama.
You got it right.
We would love all of you to consider volunteering for the fire department. 18 and older, just email kbowling@marionvillemo.gov to learn more. All right, let's quiz you, Abby. All right, do you know what the Lions Club does here in Marionville?
Mostly yes, but I feel like I should know more. I know that they get the glasses for kids in need, and I feel like they support a lot. I see signs of them everywhere in our schools, and I feel like I should probably know more, though.
Well, that wasn't made to make you feel bad. But
Okay.
you're very right on. Eyewear is a big part of it,
And you
right,
could also,
Jim?
eyewear is, I mean, really, eye care, emergency eye care, things eye related. And then we also support many different things within the community, including
Absolutely.
a scholarship for the senior class, which those details will be coming up very soon through Dr. Hopkins. I love to call him Dr. Hopkins. He doesn't have his doctorate yet, but I'm prophesying that he will.
Maybe one day.
All right, the White Squirrel Calendar, Martha?
Yeah, so it is available. It's put together by the Lions Club, and it is a fundraiser to help fund the things that the Lions Club does. And it's the 2025 White Squirrel Calendar. It is full of amazing photographs. Jim's got a favorite one where it's doing a handstand or something crazy like that. But get yours at the pharmacy, Marionville Pharmacy, the Bank of Billings, or Smart Insurance, and Alice Irene's. I know I got it. I added that in. And give them to friends. This is a fun way. Everybody has to have a calendar somewhere because, that's just the way it is. So you can build it into your decor at your house.
Yeah.
All right. Also in other news, Marionville Assembly of God is hosting a concert on February 1st at 6 o'clock, given by Terry MacAlmon, and the community is invited to attend.
Speaking of concerts, Abby, if you were to attend a concert in Marionville, who would you like to see?
This is hard because Taylor Swift would never come to Marionville.
Why do you say that? Maybe she would.
Maybe she would. Her man lives around here.
That's right.
So
Well, sort of around. Well, closer to here than other states.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go.
And we could host her at our large community center that we're going to have someday soon.
At the high school. You
The
can
high school.
Yeah,
Oh, the
act it
high
out at
school.
the high
I'll let her
school.
come to the high school.
You'll let
I
her?
might be the only person watching, but I'll be there.
I doubt it, but that's fun.
That's what Abby said earlier. We are so blessed to have a local community bank like the Bank of Billings right here in Marionville.
They are huge supporters of our schools and the youth programs and even some of the things that Abby did mention. So consider taking your kids up to the bank and opening their first bank account there.
And teach your kids how to balance their checkbook, because you know what? Kids these days, they don't do that anymore.
That's an amazing little plug there, Jim.
That's right.
Okay, the Bank of Billings is a community banking at its best. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
We are grateful to the Bank of Billings for their community support and for sponsoring the Good Place Marionville podcast.
All right, Abby, here is your chance. I know you had a whole list of things, and I don't know how many of them we covered. What else is going on that you want to make sure that people know about or get involved in?
I just want to give some advice on senior year that I didn't know it was true, but your parents are right.
Wait, say it again.
Your parents are right. I know. It's
All right, one more
crazy.
time, one more time.
Your parents are right.
Okay, good.
They're always right. I never thought that they were, and I still won't admit it to them, which they
You just
will.
did on
They will know when they're
podcast.
watching this. But time really does fly. This has been the fastest year of my life, and it has been an emotional roller coaster. So much fun, and there's so many different things. So I'd say just stay involved as much as you can, because there's probably over 30 extracurricular activities you can be in, including like with sports and clubs and all those things. So I'd say be involved as much as you can, because it's definitely worth it.
There'll be no time like this ever again in your
it's
life.
seriously the best time of your life.
And we are going to create a meme of what Abby just said. Your parents are always right, and get it out there for you right away. A very special thank you again to the Bank of Billings for showing your support for the good happening right here in Marionville.
Consider joining the Bank of Billings by becoming a sponsor for 2025. You can contact us at goodplacemarionville@hotmail.com.
Good news is easy to report, just not easy for me to say. Just send an email to goodplacemarionville@hotmail.com. Abby, have you ever reported good news to the show?
I have a few times. I should do it more, but I'm not the best at checking my email all the time because there's schoolwork on there and sometimes I don't want to look at it.
There you go. Well, okay, let's change that then for anybody. They can also message me on our Facebook page.
Yes.
So feel free to message me any way that you want.
And there's always something going on.
There is.
We need to hear about it.
Yep.
Thank you for joining us for the Good Place Marionville podcast. Keep your eyes out for the good, and together we can celebrate Marionville.